I think it was in June or July of 24 when you were living not far from Mar-a-Lago, and I guess you got a call. Is that right? That FBI agents had descended on the president's home.
Yeah.
I've always grew up to believe that a man's home was his castle, and like the
Mhm.
king, you could not enter the castle without legitimate probable cause and a warrant. I guess they had a warrant issued by some liberal judge, but my God, that's when I said they'll stoop to no known lows. What do you think they were after?
I think they were trying to frame the president. They had no probable cause. And I lay everything out in the book. I give you all the text messages, the emails, the communications we had. We had met with them at Mar-a-Lago, them being the Department of Justice and FBI. We met with them at Mar-a-Lago in June of 2022. The raid was in August. So we met with them 2 months before the raid, answered all their questions, said, what do you want to see? There was nothing hidden, nothing, nothing that they were entitled to that we withheld, not at all. And there was just nothing. There was no probable cause for anything. So when the raid happened, the raid was shocking. Um, I think they were just they were on a fishing expedition trying to find something they could use to incriminate him. I've heard people say that they were looking for Crossfire Hurricane documents to take back. That's certainly plausible as well. But I definitely think they were trying to figure out a way to frame him. And
So,
this is the crazy thing, John. This is what I think the media has missed and what people forget. They didn't find anything. They weren't able to frame him. The whole case was supposed to be in Washington, D.C. I lived in Florida. I worked in Florida. I met with President Trump in Florida. I met with DOJ and the FBI in Florida. I signed for the documents in Florida. Yet when I got subpoenaed to testify, I had to come back here to D.C. to testify. Why? Because the grand jury was here in DC, but they closed it. They closed the grand jury and had to reopen it in Florida because they couldn't get an indictment in Washington, DC. That's how bad it was. You can indict a ham sandwich. I know. I've been indicted. Lots of us have been indicted at this point. They couldn't even get an indictment on Donald Trump in Washington, D.C. So they had to close the grand jury here in D.C., take it down to Florida, and concoct some ridiculous obstruction of justice case that never should have happened. None of it, but they had to do it because they had already raided Mar-a-Lago, and the whole world was staring at them going, why did you raid Mar-a-Lago? So they had to make up some stupid case in Florida that never was going to go anywhere, and everybody knew it wasn't going to go anywhere.
so did you try and interfere at all with the FBI agents when they were there without sufficient cause? I mean, did you like put your hands up and say, no, you can't come in here? Or
Well, there
um,
was like 40 of them and one of me, so